Yeah, let's do a tutorial. Okay.
How's it going? I'm John with Paint Pros, and I'll take you guys through how to prep and apply shiny car stuff to this hammered bumper here. I'm just going in right now with a little bit of lacquer thinner, and I'm taking off any paint transfer, any scuffs, anything that could be trapped down in that coat. You can also cut and compound it off. There's multiple ways to do this step. This just happens to be the fastest for, you know, for older cars. Just don't be too aggressive with it when you're wiping. You know, lacquer thinner can damage your paint if you're, you know, being too aggressive with it. So I'm just cleaning any paint transfer, anything that's gonna see that stuff there. And this is just gently. All right, I'm finding a spot where I see it's paint transfer, like down here, and I'm going over it to get that paint transfer off. So, and there's some like scuffs and other stuff. So wax and grease remover will not take all of this stuff off. So you need either urethane reducer, lacquer thinner, acetone, a more powerful solvent to be able to take off that stuff. Or guess what? That stuff's gonna be trapped in your coating. Prep is the most important part of this, guys. All right, so now that we have all the paint transfer off, I'm gonna go in with wax and grease remover. So I'm gonna take a good amount here, and I'm I'm looking for how clean is that panel. If I can see any of these speckles here, I want the speckles off the panel before I apply. So that's dirt. This is basically highlighting any type of dirt and grease or stuff that's gonna, you know, make your coating look jacked up when you do it. So we'll get a good idea of how this panel will turn out here by going over it with wax and grease remover. See how that should be the way it looks with shiny car stuff. So it's highlighting exactly what you're gonna get. So right now I'm just making sure that paint is as slick as possible prior to going over it with the product. So the goal here, guys, is to pick up your applicator at the end and not have any dirt on it. So when you pick up your applicator with shiny car stuff on it at the end, it's clean. You don't have any dirt, and if you do have a little bit of dirt, it's from like the tailpipe or the edge. Like you drug it past an edge that wasn't perfectly clean, but ideally, no dirt on your applicator is the goal. All right, so I'm gonna put the shiny car stuff on here. So I already have a rag that I use, and as you can see, it's still clean. There's no dirt on it, it's just product. So that's from good prep. So I'm gonna start at the top. I'm gonna work the edges. I'm gonna make sure it's evenly spread. All right, I boxed in that area. Now I'm gonna go back through, bring it down. All right. Now I'm gonna add a little bit more in there. All right, I'm gonna keep that wet edge. So I'm gonna overlap back one more time just to make sure it's filled in perfect, and then get that underline strip there. All right, so that's one section done. The edge is still wet because I designed this to have an open working time. I'm gonna stay out of your way, Kyle, right here, and I'm just gonna go All right, so we're piecing it together, keeping that wet edge nice and gently. You know, this isn't diamond clear. You're not pushing into the panel trying to get the product to lay down in there. It's gonna just flow over it. As long as you have a wet edge, you're gonna just be kind of flowing that across. I'm just trying to make sure I didn't miss anything, because guess what? You can't go back. If you miss some spots, you're not gonna be able to go back and get them until you put a different coat on later. So this is very important here. As you can see, it doesn't really matter as long as you keep a wet edge. I'm just making sure it's on there evenly, and then I'm not gonna touch it. You know, after I've worked a spot in, all right, that spot's done. If I haven't seen anything back here, that's done as well. So I'm not doing anything more to this panel as it sits. I'm gonna let it cure. I'm gonna tell people, hey, don't touch it, don't wash it. It can get wet after 24 hours. You can wash it by hand after 48 hours. Can it go through an automatic car wash? Sure. But what scratches your actual clear coat can scratch this stuff. So I advise against it. So we'll come back, we'll revisit this once it's cured, and I'll show you guys the water beading action and just, you know, what it looks like cured. I appreciate you guys watching.